On this day in 1991, kidnapped American journalist Terry Anderson is released after spending 2,454 days in captivity. He was kidnapped by Islamic militants in Beirut, Lebanon on March 16, 1985, and spent nearly 6.5 years in an underground dungeon. On this day in 1872, the Dea Gracia, a small British brig under Captain David Morehouse, spots the Mary Celeste, an American vessel, sailing erratically but at full sail near the Azores Islands in the Atlantic Ocean. The ship was seaworthy, its stores and supplies were untouched, but not a soul was on board. On this day in 1917, psychiatrist W. H. Rivers presents his report, The Repression of War Experience, to the Royal School of Medicine. It is the first official report on the phenomenon of shell shock. The term shell shock was first used by medical officer Charles Myers to describe the physical damage done to soldiers on the front lines during exposure to heavy bombardment. On this day in 1918, President Woodrow Wilson departs Washington, D.C. on the first European trip by a U.S. president. After 9 days at sea aboard the SS George Washington, he arrives at Brest, France. From there he travels to Versailles, where he headed the American delegation to the peace conference seeking an official end to World War I. On this day in 1992, President George H. Bush orders 28,000 U.S. troops to Somalia and East Africa, where rival warlords were preventing the distribution of humanitarian aid to thousands of starving Somalis. On this day in 2001, former South African First Lady Marika de Klerk, ex-wife of former South African President F.W. de Klerk, was found murdered at a luxury beachfront apartment in Cape Town. And finally, on this day in 1809, Cape Town, South Africa is hit by an earthquake measuring 6.5 on the Richter scale. It is the biggest recorded earthquake to have hit the area. The quake was caused by the Milnerton Fault that runs across the Milnerton area, the Cape Flats, and right through to the city centre. Luckily, back then in 1809, there wasn't much infrastructure, so not much damage was done. But could you imagine something like that happening now? Thanks for watching. Please remember to subscribe to our channel and tune in tomorrow for another This Day in History.